Hi all, welcome back to more Europa Universalis Price of Power. This is the ambitious Margrave solo scenario. This is now my part 80. 80 parts. Yeah, takes a while. Takes a while when you're playing Grantos type games. Uh, so I didn't get back yesterday as I said I would. Not that matters, but I was just a bit drained after work and I actually came up, set the camera up, looked at the picture, and then thought, no, I can't do it. Plus, I wasn't sure about this, and this has been bugging me a bit. And eventually, I thought, right, I'm going to leave that, get it all straightened out, ask a question at work when I was at work the day, like when I had the chance, and got a bit more knowledge as to, yeah, what's going on there. However, there is a mistake to fix. And it's a bit frustrating, and I actually seen it coming along as well. And I talked about it too. I talked about the fact that we were still at war. Now I've said in my I've put a comment in the header in part 77. It is. I'm almost up to date with watching things back. Actually, in fact, the last part is just what you might not have watched it because it's going to get marked up as like no gameplay, just a chat about some things that have cropped up, some things that Martin found, comments, a mistake that I'd made regarding the war. That's why we've got our army back here as well now, which brings up other things. And anyway, the mistake was. Now, actually, I wonder if I can get away with that. Hang on. You rolled unrest, yeah. Well, I've got the bit pause of the video before I've rolled for rolled the rebel dice. And the problem was we're still at war, but not just Brandenburg, Austria, still at war. And I talked about it, and it's in the steps. Now I think we were using the this reference thing at the back. Now where are we though? Yeah, in here somewhere. Yeah, so you've got the religious dissent check, and then you've got gain, remove, unrest. And I don't know why I didn't trigger this. I removed the unrest from the France bot. Then I looked at Austria. Austria weren't, well, it was us next. And we had no unrest to remove. I checked across here and I thought, oh, I remember we used to have that. We would have been able to remove one of these unrests. That's why I'm going to flip that back because this was an unrest at the time. So let me flip that back. I'm keeping the dice rolls though. And the dice roll for that area was remove an unrest, but I'm just flipping that back just now. So, but when we came to us, we are at war. So it was France to check first because I think they were first player. Yeah, so they didn't have any. Sorry, they removed the unrest from Artois. Now this one had been gained from religious dissent. They then removed that because it's alphabetically before this one that's just moved into it. So then it's us. Well, gain, remove, unrest. We don't have the ability to remove an unrest. Fair enough. Oh, well, that's interesting. Right. Well, anyway, it's us. It's us just now, Grant. However, we are at war, so we've got to add 2 unrest, and I didn't do this, which is going to then mean an extra 2 die rolls in the rebel dice phase. Now, at the time I'm checking this army isn't here because this is only an error that I found previously. Oh, and I also want to say that the rebel dice was rolled, the rebellion dice result was rolled for this area, and we removed the army, the unit from that army. I'm just wondering where I put the other 2 because I suppose it could technically be. You know what? If I knew that army was there, I clearly would put one of them at least in this area, wouldn't I? So maybe that seems a bit cheeky. Because I'm going to have to roll an extra dice now for this area. Well, unless, of course, I put them both in this area. What happens if they get a rebellion? Oh, they put the wee rebellion thing on top, don't they? Do you think you would have put them both in that area? Or, you know what? No, you know what? I don't think I would have done. I think I would have put an extra one in that area. So let's do that. So that's me put my 2 on rest. Okay. Now, I'm wondering here how this works, because Austria have got to add 2 on rest as well, but they do have the ideas to remove one of them. So I'm assuming you've got to sort of say, look, they're at war, add 2 on rest. To be honest, that's the step that comes first, which then makes sense, I suppose. Although I'm looking at this in this, where's the official rules? I'm guessing it's going to be the same. So you would add the unrest first, then you would be able to remove it if you had the idea or the stability. So what step is that? Rogers descent. Yeah, gain remove unrest. So step in order: 1, players still at war must add 2 unrest. 2, players with less than 2 stability will add 1 unrest. Players with more than 2 stability will remove 1 unrest. And then after that, I would think that's when the bot would remove. So there's no real point in me adding 2 unrest to Austria, so I'll just add 1. But 2 would be added. Oh, well, hang on. Yes, right, look. Add the 2, Grant. Add the 2, right? So alphabetically, I think we know it's one shot is 1, isn't it? Thing is, that's the one that's going to come away again, because then it's alphabetically. But what is the next one alphabetically? Crane, no, Carnton's a big one. Crane, maybe. Oh. K comes before L, Grant. Okay, so I might have made a mistake with that in the past then. Crane should have been before one shot. Nobody noticed that one anyway. Mind you, let's say it does seem to be only Martin that's making comments, so you never noticed that one, Martin. Yeah, that would have came before one shot. Yeah, so they're the 2 that would go into unrest because Austria are still at war. And then we would remove 1 for their idea, and they would remove the 1 alphabetically first, so they would remove Crane again. So Landshut still is an unrest. So the additions now to that are, we need another rebel die roll in here, and another rebel die roll in here, and a rebel die roll for the Austrians in there. But I'm going to count that rebel die roll and that one. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to put that back. So I'm going to count the 2, but I've still got 1 extra for each area. So this one came up a rebellion result, and we removed the infantry unit. So for this one, yeah. So for this one in this other area, remember there should be 2 die getting rolled here. 1 turned up a rebellion. I'm kind of hoping this is not going to be a rebellion. Oh, it's a blank. How about that? That's good. So that one just done nothing. And then in this area, we should have rolled 2 dice. And the first dice was a remove unrest, and the second dice was another blank. No, manpower. Now how can I? Yuck. I get the feeling we didn't have manpower, so that would have to come from the army, I think. Because that's the exhaust of manpower, isn't it? Right, let me go and let me go and see. Yeah, damn it. At the time, we had no manpower available. All the units were either exhausted or they were over. Well, remember, these 2 weren't here in Army 2 because that's before I realised my mistake. However, I'm entitled to take it from either army. However, I still think I'd take it from Army 1 then. So that would have been the extra rebel dice roll for that, and that would be exhausted as well now. So, yeah, well, fair enough. But, that should have happened. Right, and then Austria would have had 1 roll. So, kind of hoping they get something, at least, as well. Oh, great. Well, I suppose we got one blanket as well, didn't we? Right. Okay. So that's that dealt with. So now, no, couple other things, and I'm going to do these. And yeah, you might think this isn't right. You know how I took back their imperial authority because when Martin pointed out that area leaving the HRE should have removed one of them, and I know I'm going back a bit, but we did that. Well, I think I need to do the other things that were involved with that because we've not even started the round yet. We were just at the end of the phase while I'm doing this. So I gave them 2 bot power there when they should have only got 1. So I'm taking one of them away. Right? You might think that's a bit naughty. I don't know. Maybe you do. The other one is when we were distributing the Imperial Influence. This was the last cube that got placed. I watched back on that, so I'm going to put that back up there as well. And one more thing, which again you maybe screaming boo. They would have only got 3 units from there, 7 from there, 11. So they would have ended up with only 14 units. So I'm taking one of them away as well. I mean, I know I'm backtracking a little bit and it looks like, yeah, we're up against Austria, so you're trying to reduce them a bit. I'm only trying to catch up on things that went wrong and trying to fix them. Okay, so now, that's everything fixed. However, I asked a question about this. Basically, is this how this should end? I wonder if I need to. Yeah, I think you probably should. Right, okay, so I brought my tablet across here just to go over this slightly. So my question on Discord, occupying another player realm town. And I'm talking about this here, about, we didn't end the war, we carried the war over, and something didn't feel quite right about it all. However, this is right, but there's other things that we could have done here. So I says, hi all, still playing the ambitious Margrave solo scenario, 2 rounds to go, so almost there. Brandenburg, me, is now at war with Austria bot. I only managed to siege down 1 town before the end of the round, so I have one of my towns on top of one of Austria's towns. In the peace resolution phase, I think Austria wants to offer a white peace, but I refuse, so I believe the war continues. What now happens to the state of the occupied town? Cheers. Okay, so, and then I added a quick bit. I said I maybe should have added that this town is not a core province of any player realm. Cheers. Right, so Mix replies, if the war continues, which is what we've done, the board remains as is. Both players suffer 2 unrest though, which is the bit that I've just fixed. The province remains occupied by you, while it is lawfully owned by Austria. So it is just sitting like that as is. Now, sim H says, can you enforce peace? ? If not, then the town just stays occupied until liberated by Austria or rebels, or dealt with during peace. So, and then I thought, right, okay, can you enforce peace? Well, I could have done, but it was the white peace, and this was getting basically removed and given it back to them when you went down I'm sure that's what white peace does. And I says, okay guys, thanks. I says, would I have wanted to enforce peace if I could? Wouldn't this have returned my town to my player mat? Cheers. And then Mix replies, it depends on the peace you enforce. So this is where things starting to... now I've got that here. There's the peace resolution. Who knows? It's here. Right. Okay. So I was like, okay. So he said, each peace treaty has different conditions and consequences. And I said, I see. It looks like I haven't looked into this well enough. Cheers. And then the designer, Ivan, it's Ivan, isn't it? I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced or not, but that's my best guess. It says, you might want to note that when choosing keep current board state, occupiers get to keep the provinces they occupy, which means you remove any towns underneath the occupier's town. And this is what I would want to try and achieve. So I need to try and keep current board state to be able to achieve that. But then Mix also adds that unless you decide to return them for money or to liberate the province to the realm that has a core on it. So what it means there is, and we'll come and look at it in a minute, and I'm sure a lot of you have been through this and know better. We could liberate that town, putting it back to what it is. Well, it's Nuremberg, isn't it? And by doing that, I want to say there's a possibility you might get a prestige point for doing that, I think. We'll come and see that in a minute. Or the other one was return them for money. So as in, I could take my town back, like giving Austria their town back, but then I get some money for that. Or the one that I just said, we could liberate it, and I think we might gain 1 prestige, or maybe what to say. So I said, yeah, thanks guys, I've clearly missed some of this rather important stuff, so I'm looking into it now. Miracu adds, just to keep an eye on current board state, because I think it was revised slightly between the 2 versions of the game. It looks to me like they're somewhere, but I'm not wanting to read fully into that, but it's clearly highlighted for a reason though, so it probably is quite important to look at that. But anyway, so let's see what we could have done differently. Okay, so let's come back to here, because there's a bit I think that I've missed. Well, I say I've missed it. You've got to remember that when we ran through this peace resolution, there was no, well, I'm saying that, we had army number 1 still on the board, and it's got 1 unit in it now, because we've had to fix a mistake. It did have 2, but it's got 1 now. However, at the time we checked this, Army 2 was not on the map because I'd made a mistake. So, but at the moment, if we look back, well, let's just say we had Army 1 only there and we had 1 unit in it. So, let's go through this peace resolution. Any war satisfy automatic white peace conditions? Well, no, because that means that nobody controls, occupies any other. But we do. We occupy an Austrian town, province. So that's not an option. Any player realm at war satisfies total victory conditions, and it's got to be 2 there. Satisfy total victory, I would have to completely occupy everything in Austrians, I think. So that's no as well. Any player realms with unresolved wars? Yes. Yes. So any of these want to end their wars. Now, I said no to this, right? And that's why we came down here. It says about land units, neutral areas must be go to friendly units, and then we end the peace resolution. Because I said, no, I'm not wanting to do that. Now, if we look at just hold there, and let's look at the bot, because, well, no, let's not look at the bot, Grant. Let's not look at the bot. Let's stick with us just now. Because let's say that I do want to end the war, right? Because now I'm not going to allow myself to go back to this step anyway. And I might not actually want to, because if I end the war, we end up in a truce. And then that means the whole next round, I can't declare war on Austria again, right? So that's another round. I've got to then wait till the next round. Is that right? Is it a whole round? That is, isn't it? Yeah. So I've got to then wait to the last round to declare war on them. And I think that's going to be, I need to do something. We're in our second last round here as it is. So I don't want to spend this whole round not being able to attack them, and I'm going to have to ditter about doing other things. So I probably want to keep the war going anyway. But let's just see. Any of these wants to end the war, let's just say yes to this. So the first player in the overall turn order who's involved in an ongoing war is selected as active player. Start with first player and go clockwise from there. Well, first player was France. They've not got any. Second player was me. But, yeah, no, let's do it in order then. I was going to say let's just look at Austria, because if it wasn't a human player, we'd then go to the bot peace resolution on the solo bot, right? But let's do me, because I'm in the turn order. So is this a human player? Yes. Active player must pick one of their unresolved wars, right? It's the war against Austria, right? We picked it. Either side surrenders. Well, there's a wee 6 to that, which I didn't look at. What does that say? Only human players can surrender. A player who surrenders is considered the loser of that war. And there's some other text after that. Well, the bot can't surrender. We could surrender. I'm not going to surrender. So, where was that one? Right. Either side surrenders. So, no. Then it takes us up here. Enemy is a human player. No. So, then this is where it starts getting important. And it says active players deployed land units. So I'm the active player. This is who we're looking at. The active players are Brandenburg. Active players deployed land units, and it doesn't need to be the army that was involved in the fight. Just deployed land units outnumber the deployed land units of their enemy and the total number of rebels in their areas. And it's got a 5 to that one. Where it says a player who satisfies this condition is considered the victor in this war. Yeah, that's an important one. So that was the wee 5 there. A player who satisfies this condition is considered the victor in this war. Units on distant continents where enemy player realm has no towns do not count. Right, well, we're not doing distant continents anyway. So we have, again, just looking across without coming back to the map, Austria have 0 units on the map, right? Their army got wiped out. Now, the way we dealt with it, our Army 2 got wiped out as well. So I'm not going to count Army 2 because we made a mistake. However, Army 1, at the moment, with fixing that recent mistake, still has 1 unit in the army. So it has more units. It outnumbers the enemy units and rebels in their areas. So that's a yes. So we are now considered the victor. Okay, good. So we come up here. Loser is a bot. Well, yes it is. So it comes down here. Victor wants to enforce peace terms. So now, here we are. We can enforce peace terms. It's not just a case of this white peace where they just gain their town back and we think, well, what was that all about? That was rubbish. So let's just say we do want to enforce peace terms. What if we said no to that then? Move on to the next node. Yeah, I don't know. Let's not look into that because there's a lot in this anyway. So Victor wants to enforce peace terms. Yes. Victor wants to enforce humiliation. Well, I said no to that when I was looking at it. It says, well, with that, it says the victor must occupy the loser's capital or the enemy must have surrendered. Well, bots can't surrender and we don't own their capital. We don't occupy their capital. So we can't do that anyway. So that's a no. Takes us back to... Sorry. Did I miss something there? Yeah, no. That was from there, down to there. Now, that's a no. So Victor wants to keep current board state. Now, what would happen if we said no to that then? See, there's lots of bits that it could take you here. But I thought, well, let's say yes to that because this is the bit that I kind of want to have, I think, the keep current board state. So, yes. So now it says occupied capitals must be returned to its lawful owner who must pay 10 ducats to the occupier. So if I had their capital right now, because you can never gain ownership of a realm's capital, which I think that means they can never collapse completely. So they can always kind of recover, well, albeit in a poor state possibly, but anyway, occupied capitals, so they must be returned, but you're going to get 10 ducats for that. So, but that didn't apply. Right, I never noticed that one. So bot lose 2 bot power instead of ducats. Okay, so if I had their capital, I would get 10 ducats from the bank and they would lose 2 bot power. That's my take on that. So, okay, that's good. But we didn't have the capital, so move on. So, and then this is where things get good for us. So, occupiers keep all provinces that they currently occupy. Victor may, instead of keeping provinces that they occupy, do some of this. But that doesn't quite clearly say that. But my take on keep all provinces that they currently occupy means that we remove the Austrian town and leave our town there. That's my take on that. I wish it kind of said that there, but Okay, but instead of doing that, instead of me removing their town and keeping my town there, yeah, why does it not say that? You know where it does say it? It does say it in... Well, let's carry on with this. Let's carry on. So rather than do that, assuming I've got that right about removing the Austrian town, putting it back, I can exchange any one of those for own de jure provinces occupied by enemy of equal tax value, or for 3 ducats times tax value returned. Oh, James. Number 8. Loser can never be forced to pay more than 2 times tax. Right, let's work on that one, because that is a bit more than I thought. So I think what that means... Let's just say Austria occupy one of our provinces and we occupy one of theirs. I think we can just exchange. I think that's what that's meaning. It's got to be equal tax value, right? But then the or exchange any of these for own de jure provinces or for 3 ducats times tax value returned. Ugh, I'm not quite sure. Does that mean we can pay ducats to get one of our occupied towns back, maybe? Not fully sure of that one, but maybe when we go out and look at the peace thing, we might see that. And then the other option is the liberate one. I was right, look, it's 1 prestige. Liberate any of these to score 1 prestige times tax value liberated. So if we remove that one, its tax value is 1, so we gain 1 prestige. We'll also gain an alliance with 1 liberated NPR, and we'd put 2 influence in that NPR. So that's pretty good. So we could remove both our towns from there, gain 1 prestige, gain an alliance with it, and put 2 influence in that area. So that's pretty good as well. That's an option. And remember, we are trying to get points, but yeah. So, and then you'd go down to here, then we place truce tokens as required, because we have resolved the peace, so we would now be at truce. But like I say, then that means going into this new round, we couldn't attack, we couldn't declare war again, because we're at truce. So then we place that, and then it goes up to here. Now it says, player realms may, by discarding a claim from any areas where they have gained provinces, also remove 2... Alright, okay, so yeah, if I had a claim in that area, which I do not, we managed to flip that town from out from unrest anyway. Oh, I suppose that would have happened after the fact, though, wouldn't it, Grant? So then we could do that, and then it takes us back to any player realm at war satisfied total victory conditions, so then you check again. Well, actually, now, no, that would be a no, because that would be... Well, no, because any player realm at war satisfies total victory. No, that's a no. Any player realm with unresolved wars... See, I don't know if it's unresolved war now, because we're at truce with Austria, aren't we? That's what we would be. But let's just go there. Let's just say, yeah, any of these want to end the wars, yes. First player, we've done the first player, and the second player is now going to be Austria. This is a human player. No, it's not. Go to bought peace resolution. So... if we came in here with that, automatic white peace, no. Has achieved total victory, no. At war with the human player, yes. Enemy player realm surrenders, no. Right, army, meaning Austria has got greater than 2 times land units deployed by enemy, that's a no. So it brings us down here. Tax value of enemies de jure provinces occupied by bought is greater as, sorry, no, that's, yeah, it's greater than or equal to tax value of own towns occupied by enemy. That's no, because we are occupying one of his, he's occupying none, so that's no. So that's why the bot wants to offer white peace. White peace accepted by enemy, no, no peace concluded. Yeah, because we wouldn't want to do... I didn't want to do the white peace, because that just does nothing for me. It just gives him his town back, and nothing else happens. So that's tricky to work all around that, but I don't know how... If I should have done it that way, if I should look at this first, then move on to that. It's still... Yeah, the peace side of things is just... Oh... That's one of the most confusing things in this game, I think, anyway, but let's go back to the bit. I'm 30 minutes and I just want to come some gameplay, Grant. Yeah, so I didn't think it was a partial victory that this is what we had, but it is. Yeah, it would have been. So partial victory, human player enemy, well no, it's not, the human player is not an enemy. NPR a bot enemy, it's a bot that's enemy. So the player realms deploy land units, which is ours, 1, outnumber the total number of rebels in the areas plus any deployed enemy land units, which is 0. So that's a yes. So apart from full annexation, all peace terms are allowed, as long as any term-specific additional requirements are met. So we can pick any peace any peace term that we want. Well, I say anyone, but it did say apart from full annexation. So that one's on another page. These are all advanced, so none of these. So it's these here that we could choose from. So we can do any of these, right? So we could do white peace, but you see this is a return to pre-war conditions with no compensation being paid by either party. Any player realms involved lose 1 prestige each. All occupied provinces must be returned to their lawful owners. Well, that's not really much use to us, is it? I mean, Austria would be happier with that, but not for us. And then the humiliation one, just jumping past the current board state, because that's the one that we want. That tells you there it needs partial. Well, see that one. It says total victory to enforce. Yeah, because we've not got a total victory, we've got a partial victory. So, and this one, what is it? Bots can't. No, what was it? Yeah, it tells you here, Grant. Loser must be a player realm. Loser must have surrendered. Yeah. And the bot, we found out bots can't surrender. And victor must occupy loser's capital. So that one's not going to apply to us either. But this is the one. This is it. Keep current board state. So this is where it tells you about the town. So partial or total victory to enforce. We had the partial victory, so we are enforcing a keep current board state. So could I have came here and said, right, I've got a partial victory. I'm going to keep current board state. That's what I'm going to do. Could I have just came straight here without going through that flowchart? Maybe. I guess the guys that play the game and know it all would probably just do that. Well, they probably wouldn't even need to come and look at this. They would know exactly what to do because it's not really that complicated. So we might find out more about that, the exchange thing. So occupied capitals must be returned to their lawful owners who must pay a ransom of 10 ducats to the occupier. Well, I know we've kind of been through this already, but it's this bit here that tells you by default each side keeps all other provinces that they currently occupy, leaving only their towns on these provinces and returning any other player realms, towns / vassals to their player mats. That was the bit that wasn't on the flowchart there. But that's obviously clearly what it's meaning as well. It does say each side keeps... No, what does it say? I can't remember what it says, but remember it says it'd be better if it told you about the towns. Well, that's it telling you there. And then it also adds here, however, the victor, and only the victor, may instead exchange any provinces occupied for any provinces of equal tax value that the loser currently occupies. So that does seem to say I could exchange a 1 tax value province that I'm occupying for a 1 tax value province that they've occupied at ours and just exchange them over. Seems fair. And this is one I couldn't quite get though. So return any provinces they occupy and demand that the loser pays them 3 ducats per tax value. Okay, right. So it is just me getting money. Yeah, it is. That's right. In fact, that's the one that's what Mick said. You could get money for it, or you could liberate it. So we could just remove our town to get 3 ducats for that 1 tax value province. And then the other option is to liberate. So that says liberate any provinces they occupy that are not core provinces of the loser. Well, that's not a core province of the loser. It's an NPR. It's Nuremberg. And score 1 prestige per tax value liberated. The victor may also gain an alliance with 1 liberated NPR and place 2 influence in that NPR's areas. That's pretty good, actually. That seems quite good. But now, you've got to remember that whatever these things we do, we end up with a truce. So I'm going to, we've moved past that, and I'm going to say that we didn't do that. We chose, well, hang on though, did we not have to go down that tree? Well, we chose to not have a truce with them. Oh no, yeah, all I need to do there is say, any of these want to end their wars, and I just need to say no to that. I don't want to end the war, and then it just leaves the war in place. The downside to that is we had to take 2 unrest, but Austria had to take 2 unrest as well. But it's pretty bad for us, that, so we've got to remember that. Okay, we're sorted. We are sorted. Right, we're ready to start the round. And it's us, we're first player. Well, that's not going to be good, because I'm not really sure what to do. I'm so annoyed at not using that card to, like, heal my ruler, that my general that time, using that card. Because I don't think I can now do it now. It's got to be in a battle. Well, I could look it up. I think I could still look that up. If he was in a battle and took another wound, would I be able to stop him from dying with using that card? And I think that question will be out there somewhere. I get the feeling somebody might have asked that one. In fact, I get the feeling I might have came across that before. Right, well, I'm pretty sure I need to recruit units. Yeah, I need to just do this now. And, I mean, what are they? They are going to... yeah, because they're going to defend right now, and they're going to recruit their army. And they've got butt power to recruit the whole 14. Remember, it's been reduced by 1 now to 14. So, but my problem here is... I probably want to recruit my whole army. I need to get these out of here though. Now that's a minor action, remember? And remember, we've got serfdom. So it's... so I'm going to have to gain 2 unrest to refresh. Well, 1 unrest refreshes 4 of them. I wonder if I could get away with just doing 4. Then I would have 4, 10. I would have an army of 12. See, and right now in battle, I'm rolling 6 dice, he's rolling 5. You remember, I've not got that card yet. Yeah, I was thinking about digging in and getting that card again, but that means I'm changing national focus while he's now then going to defend and just slaughter me. So, yeah, I need to take chances, don't I? Okay. Right, well, I'm going to... maybe I should replenish manpower twice. Well, let's do it once, right? So, normally it would cost 1 military power, and I'd be able to replenish 3. But because of the serfdom, I take an unrest to replenish 4. I suppose I'm better doing it in the area where I'm going to build the army, aren't I? So I'm going to take unrest there. Sorry, I think that's Tracy coming home and the dogs are going... Oh, could it be the door? Hang on. No, I'm not sure. It's nobody at the door, so I think it might be her coming home. Right, so I've unrest... I've put unrest on 1 to replenish 4 of these, right? So 4 of these come back. Well, no, you can't. I don't think I can interrupt it. So I think I need to probably decide. Now again, I'd like another artillery. One thing I will remember, there's 1 card I've got... Oh no, I got rid of that card, didn't I? I've got Siege Assault, which is a good way of sieging things, yeah. But we're not at that stage yet. So, if I was to recruit 1 artillery, and then it's 4, 8, 9 infantry, so that's 18 plus 6, isn't it? That's 24. I've got 16. That's 2 loans. Is that enough though? I mean, just think I need these other two. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some suppress and resting as well. So I'm going to need my military power. But I need to do this first, because Austria are going to defend. They are under attack, aren't they? They're under attack by enemies or rebels. We're at war and we're occupying one of their towns. So that's what they're going to do. And they're going to bring along 14 strength army. So, although... how many ones are you going to have to take if you take the other two, Grant? Is it definitely 6 for a cavalry? No, not cavalry, sorry, artillery. That is, yeah. Here's the other thing, the other tempting thing. I'm not going to have the money for that. Mercenaries are 4 for infantry. Remember, they don't count towards your manpower, so... So hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 28. And I've got 16, so I need 12. No, that's 3 loans. That's fine. I think I probably need the extra. I need the extra units above him. Well, in fact, I'm going to be same as him. I'm gonna 4, 8, 12, 14. I'm going to have 14 as well. And we've not got the extra die rolls. Well, we've got 1 extra die on top of him, but is that going to be enough? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to take another unrest here as well. You know, I suppose I'm doing it in the area where my army's going to be, but hoping that that's the right thing to do. But my army might be disappearing soon. So that gives me another 4 of these refresh, but I only got 2, so feels not as good value for money. Right, and then I am going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then this one's going to be an artillery. That's what I'm going to recruit. So that's 28. So all them are infantry. I'm going to take 3 loans. 1, 2, and... I can't see another loan counter there. Are they on the back? On the back of wounds. Right. Oh, there we go. Right. So I've got 3 loans. I need 28. So 1, 2, 3. I need 28. That's 16. Right, hang on. That gives me 15. And that's another 15. That's 30. I get 2 change. And then that's me, isn't it? I've got 3 loans and I've got 3 ducats. Only. Yeah, I do need to do this first, I think. Right, and then all these infantry units are going in army 2. Ooh, wait a minute. We need to check military capacity. I think it's alright. So this would be, I don't know if this counts. Is it ownership? Hang on. Yeah, no, it's not going to be occupied. It's is equal to the combined tax value of that realm's own provinces and their vassal provinces in and adjacent to that area. So it's not going to count that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I've got it here as well. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so, well, actually, 13, I've done 1 already. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I was recruiting 12. So that's fine. I was okay. Right, so we can get all these infantry units. I've already paid for them, and they're going into Army 2. Right, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Right, so we've got 11 infantry, 1 cavalry, and 2 artillery. And I need to spend 1 military power to do the recruit action. And that's it, isn't it? I don't get any additional sort of nonsense with that. It's only when you're declaring war and that, isn't it? Page 16, I think. So that was recruit units. Pay 1 military power and the requisite amount of ducats. Yeah. I mean, I could add mercenary units, but no, I've got 3 loans and yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I did think about maybe having an additional cavalry instead of one of the infantry. That would be another. That would cost me another 3 ducats, wouldn't it? I wonder if that's wise. Then I'd have 2 cavalry units. I do have 3 ducats there. Maybe I'll do that. Well, you're only rolling 6 dice though this time, whereas it's not like the big 10 before. And now hang on. 3 of these are white as well. No, I don't want cavalry then, because 3 of them are blue. If anything, you'd be better with another artillery. It's tempting, but then I'll have to take another loan, I'm gonna. 1, 2, 3, because it would cost me 6. The infantry costs 2, so I need to spend another 4. Tempted. I think the fact you're getting 3 blue dice. Don't know. Yeah, because I mean there is a chance of cavalry coming up on these as well. So, sorry, artillery. No, I don't think so. No, I think I'm going to stick with that. Yeah. Maybe it would have been right to do that, but yeah, it means taking another loan as well. I mean, I can take them. I mean, I've only got 3. You can take 5, Grant, but okay. Well, that's my turnover, isn't it? That's it. Yeah. Okay, so well, it's Austria's turn next. So, well, here we go. But they are going to do this. There's nothing. This is what we're going to do, and we're going to have a battle again. I think. Oh well, wait now. The army's not on the map, so, and we have units in here, so it's not going to go directly in there. I don't think. So we will get time in between to be able to do something else. I'm not quite sure what that something else is going to be, but right. Okay, so Austria are going to. Yeah, just coming to the main turn structure. Full chart start. They have bot power. Are they under attack by enemies or rebels? A little 1 tells us. Bots considered under attack if enemy units or rebels are present in any area with bots' towns, or if enemies or rebels occupy any of bots' towns. Well, that is true. So yeah, so they're going to go to defend and spend 1 bot power. So at least 1 bot power going away. And they're going to move to defend. So any area with invaders, yes, actually. Right, hold on. Is that the right answer? I think so. If that was a no, army deployed in an area we can siege provinces, no. Any areas with bots towns that are occupied and no invaders. See, we are occupying them, but I'm just wondering right now. Yeah, surely. Yeah, because this is still owned by Austria, Grant. So that is still their time. Remember, we've already decided this is a hostile area. Even though we're occupying that, it's a hostile area. So that area of theirs has invaders in it, because we've got an army in there. So that's a yes. So it has 2 bot power left, an army in an area where it can siege provinces. Well, no, its army's not on the board. It does have the bot power, but... So no. Army is greater than or equal to 2 times the invading force. No. Has 2 bot power left and more manpower. Yes. Spend 2 bot power to recruit 9 units. Right, so it's going to spend 2 and recruit 9 of its units. Okay, so 2 bot power, 9 units. Okay, so it's done that. Is the army greater than 2 times any invading force? And remember, I suppose this, we could have an army somewhere else, but it's not. It's not, because this, our army is what, 13, isn't it? 5, 10, 11, 12, no, 14. 14, yeah. So that's a no. Has it got 2 bot power left and more manpower? Yes, it's going to recruit again at the cost of 2 bot power. So 2 bot power goes again, and they're going to recruit the other 5 units. Okay, done that. Is army greater than 2 times the invading force? No. Has it got 2 bot power left and more manpower? No. Army is greater than any invade. See, this is where we're going to catch it. It's not going to be greater, is it? Is it the same? 3, 6, 7. It's 14, isn't it? And we've got 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So army, it's greater than or equal to. Damn it. I was kind of curious to see where it was going to go there. I think it maybe ends up going to the spy option, possibly. So army is greater than or equal to invading force? Yes. Armies on the map? No. Any areas with bots towns where army would not trigger a battle? Yes. It's going to go to its capital again then, isn't it? Place army in such area without hostile units. Check for map. Well, it want to prefer an area with the highest tax value of its own towns that are occupied by enemies' rebels, then its own capital area. So if this army wasn't here in this area, it would go in this area because it wouldn't trigger a battle there, and it'd be in a town that was occupied by its enemy. But that's not the case, so it's going to go in its capital and end the turn. So it comes in here. Yeah, but the next turn, I mean, it is down to 4 bot power. It's going to cost 1 to go to defend again, taking it down to 3. And then this time, it's going to move in and have a battle, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. That's the end of our turn. So it's now over to France. 52 minutes. Oh, let's at least flip a card for France, yeah? And then we'll come back to decide what we're going to do. So give me a sec. Right, so France haven't got any issues. They're not up against any issues, I don't believe. No, not under attack. Their army is on the map. They cannot siege there, though, so they're going to draw a card. So they're bot number 2. So we draw a card. And they get... Right, that can't be right. Oh, they could get that, because... Card number 11. Yeah, I think because France have more of an option to explore, haven't they? They're closer to the... I think that probably is in there. I know we've not seen it yet, but... what am I looking for? Remove the following cards from their bot deck. See that? Card 11 is removed in age 1. It's not removed in age 2. This is age 3. It's not removed in age 3. So, okay. Maybe I should have just stopped the video there then, because I don't know what this does. Well, let's have a look. It might not be that complex, Grant. So explore. Well, hang on. It's going to spend 2 bot power to do that. No card discard. So 2 French bot power. They're not at war, or they would instead carry out the naval action, but they're not at war. So explore. Here we are. Alright, well, I've never looked at this. So let's see what's happening. So explore. Has 3+ colonial claims? No. Vacant territory with a 1 adjacent to bots towns. I assume that must be up on the... Oh, that's where I've got all my dice, my prestige, yeah. And we've got boat decks in Africa and... oh dear. Vacant territory where one adjacent to boats, towns. Yeah, I think that means one of the distant colonies. Yeah, so that's a no as well. Has quest for the New World idea. It actually doesn't. No. Well, it's going to research it then. So they're not the little number 2. Well, let's see. There was a little number 1 there for this one, which says ignore territories where bot already has a claim. Hang on. I'm going to have to go actually shortly. So hopefully I think it might just be going to research this though. Yeah, of course it can't go and explore, can it, until it's got that. Because that says you may use your ships when performing an explore action. Instant effects gain 1 monarch power of your choice, but obviously the bot's going to do something different. Yeah, so that was ignore territories. Has quest for the New World idea number 2. If bot is Castile or Portugal, and one has... Well, it's not. Or France here. Thing is, it's not got quest for the New World idea. I think it's just going to go and get it. So that's a no. Comes down here. Research the quest for the New World idea for free. Score prestige as normal and update bot's idea track. Oh, that's not good then. Oh yeah, I noticed the wee glitch there as well. Don't think that's come into anything yet though. God, I noticed that one ages ago. I forgot to fix that. Okay, and then it's going to end the turn, right? So we're going to research the New World thing idea. Now I need a little tag for that. So we will need another one here, I think. So that goes on here. Now Austria had that. So they score 2 points. France scored 2. So that's them up to 27. And I want to say Austria scores 1 there, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I know it looks like we've done this once before. Right, hang on until I find it. Yeah, it says, upon researching an idea, a player scores 2 prestige and marks that idea with a tag chip. If they're the second or third player to research an idea, any player that have already researched that idea score another 1 prestige each. Okay, that's enough. So I already bumped them up from 25 to 27, but Austria have already researched that idea, so they gain 1 as well. Yeah, and the instant effects on the stuff on the ideas doesn't do anything. However, it does come down here and tag the idea track. Now, this is where I noticed my mistake that I'd made some time ago. Now, was it that I put the wrong colour chit on this, or was that meant for Austria? Oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago. Did I mark that in the header, the video? Because it's kind of relevant. Now we're going to, that's a diplomatic idea. So now we are going to put this on here. However, unless that one should be on there, then it's just going to move up to 2. I don't know. I'm not sure if this should be up there or this should be French. A French tag chip. Let me quickly see if I can find it. Okay, it did take me a little while. I found it. It was Austria. It was back in part 76. And I placed, it was when they got Quest for the New World. And I put the chip down here, and that should have been put up there. Now no, I don't think anybody's placed influence recently, so I don't think that had any effect. And there's also not been any naval battles involved by the boats. So, because that's the 2 things that does. And then for this one, this should tag there. That was a diplomatic idea, so that's them got access to an extra influence when they get placed, or an extra artillery dice only for it is only for naval battles, isn't it? That must be in the boat bit. Yeah, there it's there. Naval battles, they get +1 artillery dice, and then they place +1 influence when taking a diplomacy action. So whenever they're placing, when taking a diplomacy action, every time they place a cube, they place 1 extra. Because that diplomacy action, sometimes they place 2, then place 2 again. So I'm assuming that place 3 and then place 3 again. Or is it just +1 for the whole action? I don't know. Well, hopefully we know when time comes. Yeah, I'm not sure. With that, maybe we'll be able to find that out. Right, okay, I'm going to cut this video for now. I know there wasn't an awful lot done, but at least there was a little bit gameplay. It is going to be us when it comes back. So what am I going to do? No, I'm just going to remember it's us. I can always look back in the video. So it's going to be our turn next. I'm not sure what we're going to do. We're going to get a war coming in, so don't know. Yeah, I'll work on that. Before I hit record, hopefully. Right, I'll be back later. Cheers.